How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to The Blue Shifting. Welcome back to... It is so hot and humid. Oh my gosh. Like, this is the best I can manage with my hair. It's probably the best I could do. I'm like dying, but there's what else am I gonna do? I'm happy to be back. Let's get jumping right into that. I'm not gonna go into details about my vacation. There's a lot of growing, a lot of thinking. I'm doing good. I'm happy and I'm ready to be starting to record. You know, there's life doesn't just stop. I'm just glad I was able to take a quick break. I really kind of needed it, so yeah, let's just jump right into it, shall we? I don't want to be doing this too long, and I do, but I don't want to be chatting too long. Let's just go, because we have a subsequent tiebreaker round that's happening, because now we're here at the Angel Mort. We saw the cute outfits and heard some very disturbing rants. Now we're going to be doing our penultimate fight and see what happens next. It will be Rena or Keiichi who comes out on top in the end. Let's find out. All right, listen up, Mion. Ooh, normally I'd give Keiichi the edge in this one. Now, I don't know why her mouth isn't moving quite with this. I'm not sure if it's supposed to or not, but when the words competitive eating came up, Kamada-kun smiled evilly. Dang it, Kamada-kun has the advantage. That's just blatantly wrong. What? Mion? But you could say that about all of us. Dang it, having two stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage too.
Rena はどうだ? やっぱり女の子には胃袋勝負はきついんじゃないか?
Well, don't underestimate her. I'm sure she can eat her fill when she needs to.
そんなことないよ。かいいみんなをお持ち帰りできるならテーブルごとだって飲み込んじゃうよ。
The mental image of her trying is actually hilarious. I underestimated her. Rena can overcome physical impossibilities when she gets into cute mode. She might even be able to eat the food that's heavier than herself. People can actually do that, feels like.
どうですか? 大食いは?
前原さん、そこにメイドがいて、それを手に入れるための条件が大食いなら。
Please stop.
私に不可能の文字はありません。
I can see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. The glint from his eye. Oh, it's actually like desolation sounds. The glint from his eyes that shone from behind the lenses were sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Dang it, he was in maid mode, which is essentially as strong as Rena's cute mode. Shoot, I was the only one without any advantages.
Ready?
Fight!
Go!
Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mion started the game without hesitation. Dang it, there's no turning back. I had to do this. There were many kinds of dessert before us. Some were easy to eat and some were not. Now, alright, advantages. I didn't hear her talk about a time restriction. Now, there might be one for just the actual event itself, right? But if we're not actually racing to eat the most food, like there's no cutoff point, then the advantage would be eat slowly, to chew your food meticulously, and to drink lots of water. Not lots of water, but like little sips of water to help move things through your system so you don't feel as full. It's like the antithesis of what you want to do when you're dieting, which is not drink water like before and after you eat, and to eat like a good amount, but you know, you also still want to chew your food for your health's sake, but like by dumping stuff in like that, you fill up your stomach really fast and it'll feel full. So instead of just shoveling it in, because it's not a race, it's about quantity. So I had to get the dessert that's the easiest to eat before anyone got it. What about the yogurt parfait? Oh! But of course, everyone seemed to be thinking the same thing. Yeah, yogurt parfait is interesting because it would be easy to eat and it's pretty dense. Everyone reached out for the same dessert as fast as they could. White light flashed in front of our eyes and the parfait disappeared. My hand clashed with the others in midair. You got us this time. Rena took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. Okay, actually, now I think about it, there isn't. You don't need a time limit. I was mistaken. If the thing is that there's a limited supply, then you do need to eat quickly. I hadn't thought of that. But yeah, that could be a real problem, is that if you eat too slowly, then you don't get the option of eating more desserts. I was assuming it was bottomless. Dang it, I knew it. There was no way I could beat Rena in the opening move. Rena took the parfait like a frog chewing a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. Oh my gosh. She did that in seconds. She usually is gentle and calm, but she's totally a different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. I see. Now I understand why people say women always have room for dessert. Okay, dude, calm down. But in the special environment of Angel Mort, Kamada-kun wasn't far behind Rena. He grabbed a few parfait and swallowed it as if drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic. Why are you doing the creepy sound here?
無駄ですよ、ケイさん。エンジェルモートでの戦いで俺に勝てる可能性は 1% もないっす。まだまだ行くっすよ。
Tomita-kun and Kumar-kun were looking at the extraordinary techniques Rena and Kamada-kun are displaying, but they seemed very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and eat faster than anybody else because there are two of them. Rena and Kamada-kun were eating very quickly, but they might slow down in the middle, so this was going to be an unpredictable race. Son of a bee, I won't lose to this game. I shoved my dessert into my mouth and kept eating, just kept eating. But no strategy, no plan, man. Ow, ow, ow. Dang, my mouth got extremely cold and I swallowed a bottle of ice cream. How could the others do this so easily? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I could use some kind of heat to melt it first, then drink it down. It would also be easier for my stomach to take when it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? It would take too long to use body heat, and I didn't have another source of heat with me.
すみません、ウェイトレスさん。注文をホットコーヒーをお願いします。できれば器は鍋だと助かります。
This man's going for anything. Do you realize what that's gonna do to your intestines if you actually drank most of that?
監督。
甘いですよ、前原さん。
Yeah, I think we're being thoroughly outplayed here.
熱で溶かすなんてて、私だって思いついていました。
No, dang it! He was one step ahead of me. I could order hot coffee too, but I'd still be one step behind him. I'd have to come up with something and melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee.
クールになれ、前原圭一。
Whoa, why is
考えるんだ。考えろ。
Why is it pink? Keiichi-kun held his head and screamed that line and bent his neck backwards. Oh wait, are we in like Rena's head now? That would make sense. When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind, and it's very fun to listen to. But I had to concentrate. I need to win this game. I was gonna keep eating as much as I can and take all the adorable girls home with me. Yeah, this is Rena's point of view. Interesting. Ha 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 ha. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care, exactly because I was having so much fun. Mi-chan always comes up with such extraordinary games. Satoko-chan loves to play pranks. Rika-chan's very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi-kun is always so funny. I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than by saying how happy I am. Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. There's as much misfortune and pain as there is happiness and pleasure in this world. And I know very well they all come for you regardless of how hard you try. It's a very nihilistic approach to it, but she's genuinely thinking, she's stressing herself out because she's having so much fun. She feels that the inevitable hand of fate is coming for her. And it's like, she's kind of right. In the sense that, like, everybody, regardless of how much joy or happiness they seem to have, goes through something. Pain, suffering, delusion, regret. We all go through it. But we shouldn't live our life expecting that every time good things happen, bad things are on the way. I mean, it's kind of fun to talk about karma and all of that in, like, you know, maybe casual context or reference. But if you lived your life actually guided by that principle, it would sour every joy you have. I mean, granted, it would also, you know, sweeten every pain because you'd know, hey, I'm feeling pain now, it means I have less pain later. But that middling ground, that kind of dulling of the edges, in my opinion, kind of takes away from some of the point of it all. Like, it's one thing to help it be like a warning and a guide to be like, understand that your life is balance and that no one gets to like circumvent that system, that everyone has to deal with stuff, even if like the things that people deal with and are traumatized by, it feels like it wouldn't be a big deal to you. Other people would feel it's a big deal. But rather, I think it's just a point of just the fact that we should live our lives as best we can, enjoy the moments we're given, and be grateful for every one of them, regardless of how we might feel about it in the coming days or in the moment. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to try harder. You can try to make happy days even happier and last longer. In the same way, I can try to make unhappy days happier and end faster. I struggle very hard to achieve that. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have now as much as I can. I must not take them for granted, because they won't last forever. They won't. One day, all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today so that I wouldn't regret it, if even the world ended tomorrow. I noticed my hand stopped moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy my heart might burst. I even loved doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. I love everybody. I love Mi-chan, Satoko-chan, Rika-chan, Keiichi-kun. I love everybody in my class and everybody in Okonomiya.
おお、レナの手が止まったね。さすがにあのペースじゃ長続きしないかな。チャンスだよ、岡村。今こそ竜宮山を抜かすんだ。
無駄。エンジェルボートでこの俺に勝とうという時点で蜂蜜杏仁豆腐よりやばいぜ。
I really like this point of view we're getting with Rena so far. Her way of thinking is actually kind of refreshing. I know there's going to be a lot of darkness hidden underneath it, because we know there's some twisted stuff in her past and some stuff in her future, but it's very interesting to kind of see how she genuinely, at least in her mind when things are going well, is about as wholesome as you would expect based on what you observe of her in these times.
レナさんしっかりしてくださいまし。監督を勝たせたら承知しませんですことよ。
私は負けませんよ。飲めと言われれば太平洋だって飲み干してみせましょう。
Now that would be impressive.
どうしたレナ。見てろ、ここからいよいよケイチ様の逆転劇の始まりだぜ。なあみんな。
What a goofballs.
レナ、どうしましたですか？
I had left the table.
ごめん、ちょっと手洗い行ってくるね。
No, what's this? I was just so happy. I didn't care who won or lost this match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy, try to win. But I could never be happier than this. If I could steal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I'd carry it around with me in my pocket. I'd use it as heat to ward off the cold, hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. When you're bored with happy days, you don't even realize that you're happy. That's when you achieve true happiness. You only truly feel happiness when you're in a freezing cold room. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. So she's saying that it's the perspective of the hard times that gives happiness its like true joy, which is fair. I think in a micro version of this, I was actually talking to somebody about this today. In a small way, you can also look at things like you look at it like I've seen happen with camping. When you go camping, go out into the wilderness, and I'm talking like, in a tent or going hiking, and like you're physically pushing yourself, you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're having to do these like hard things. You'll come back to your camp, set up your fire, and you'll cook food. And it can be something like just hot dogs on a stick. It can go fancier than that, obviously, but like think about like something you consider very plain, easy food, sandwiches, like jerky, trail jerky, that kind of thing. Like these things that most of us would consider very bland, typical, normal food But when you've been working so hard, pushing yourself so hard, you know, really struggling and like getting yourself out there, and you finally get a chance to sit down and you get to have this food, it takes what would normally be like this very mundane, even boring type of food and turns it into something beautiful because you've been so desperate for something to satiate yourself with that it heightens what that feeling is and makes it feel more intense. And I think Rena sees happiness like that. She's saying like, yeah, I'm super happy right now, but it's not about what we like. It's not, but let me start again. The perspective is what matters for her, because when you're surrounded by happy times, all the happy times kind of all you're doing is comparing how happy you are with each of them. But when you're in your moments of darkness or despair, those joyful moments can seem like beacons of light. And she's saying she wishes she could crystallize how she feels and save it for when she might be in a dark place later. Also, did we know why she went to the bathroom? Like, I mean, she said she went to the bathroom, but why did she dismiss herself from this whole scenario when having these kind of morose thoughts about like the impending inevitability that things can't always be this way? So I wonder what's up with that. Anyway, on my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain the lady needs a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event today. But the lady, saying she didn't know, was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store managers called and started apologizing to the lady. Who the fetch is this? What the? Rena? Who are you and why are you wearing like a tube?
チケットないなら入れないって表の見えるところにちゃんと張り紙しといてよ。
Okay, have we seen this character before? I don't think we've seen the sprite before, sure, but we've had a few times where a passive character that had no sprite was introduced. I don't remember Arena.
たく、客を何だと思ってんの?
The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who she might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared.
あら、レイナちゃんじゃない? こんなとこで会うなんて奇遇よね。
あ、どうもこんにちは。こんなとこで会うなんて本当に奇遇ですよね。
I held out my hand for a high five and she gave me one.
聞いてよ、レイナちゃん。ひどいのよ。今日はチケットがないと入れないとか言うのよ。
そうみたいですね。
まあ、仕方ないわね。ねえ、お店には入れなくても、お土産にケーキくらいは売ってくれるんでしょ?
ええ、それは問題ございません。さあさあ、どうぞこちらからどれでもお選びください。
I mean, that's a decent opportunity, at least. The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to the showcase.
私はこの可愛らしいのにしようかしらね。あの人はショートケーキみたいな地味なのが好きだったっけ。
Rena.
ねえ、レイナちゃん。あなたはどれがいい?
私ですか? いいのは
本当にこういうのに目がないわね。
This can't be her mom, can it? Like, we've never seen her parents before.
どれでも好きなの選んでいいわよ。
じゃあ、私もショートケーキでいいです。
あら、他にもこんなに可愛らしいケーキがたくさんあるのに。
なんだかとっても迷っちゃうけど、こういう時はショートケーキが一番美味しそうに見えるんです。
そう。じゃあ、ショートケーキを2つとプチトリアノンを1つ。お持ち帰りでね。
She imitated the smile I usually make. Yeah, okay. We're taking them home. If it's not her mom, it could be her sister. I replied with the same big smile. Then I smiled, saw a strong scent of her perfume, and it made me sneeze.
あら、風邪?
Renaissance perfume and I never seem to get along. I mean, you probably might be allergic to it. There was a time where if I walked past a Bed Bath & Beyond, they had some kind of candle or something that would just like assault my eyes. Like my eyes would go bloodshot, they'd start tearing up, I'd start sneezing like crazy. I had to start avoiding the store. But I feel like that's changed now. Like maybe it was like a limited time thing, but I felt like it lasted like a couple of years. But for whatever reason now it's not a problem. But whatever they had in it, I was allergic to, but I never figured out what that was. Okay, so we were pretty close to the end of the chapter, but I'm kind of glad that we didn't. We'll jump into the start of the next one, just won't go terribly far, I'm guessing. We got tips to read too. So who is that? I'm leaning more towards sister because she looks too young to be her mom. But who knows? Perfume and shortcake. Met with someone unpleasant. All right, business card. Rena, height 168 centimeters. Bust 89, waist 60, height 87. Oh no, hips 87. Hobbies? I'm interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with the herbs I grow. I always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out somewhere next time in private. Gentlemen's Club, Blue Mermaid. Private manager, Rena Mamiya. Okay, that's not... Then that's... private manager, Rena Mamiya. That's not the same last name. And she's a member of the Gentlemen's Club. Okay. So... she might be an exotic dancer or something of that ilk. I don't know. Japan has different rules about this kind of stuff, so I don't really know for sure if it's blatantly saying something here, if it's subtly saying something here. But private manager. Okay, that's not very much. It just tells us a little bit about her job. Okay. Well, let's continue then. We'll start the next chapter.
少なくとも3日くらいの間は甘いものを見たくないぜ。
I wouldn't either. That's a great way to ruin your day, is to eat too much good stuff.
ケイチくん頑張りすぎだったもんね。
And what's worse, man, is you gotta ride your bike home. Oh, I don't envy you. Rena ate a massive amount of dessert too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine.
女の子には胃袋が4つくらいあるんじゃないか。デザート用に確実に1つは余計にあるに違いない。
まあ、レディーになんたる暴言ですの。そんなこと言うケイチさんにはこうでございますことよ。
Bam. Ow! Satoko poked me very hard in my bloated stomach.
やめて。お腹は押さないで。中身がはみ出る。
Satoko and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. Why were they smiling like that and walking toward me so gleefully? Oh my gosh, they're gonna go for it.
やめろお前ら。血とか涙とかはねえのかよ。
千載一遇のチャンスを見逃す私と思いまして。みー、ケイチの膨らんだポンポンが大変なのですよ。ケイチくんのぽよんぽよんのポンポン、かいいよ。
やめろお前ら。
He'll never recover from this. Rena joined Satoko and Rika-chan torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but somebody else hit me from behind.
誰だ。
Hey, it's our little psychopath.
ケイちゃんとその愉快な仲間の皆さん、こんにちはです。
お、しーちゃんだ。こんにちは。あれれ、今日はお店にいなかったよね。
私、今日は夜のシフトなんです。さっき来て着替えたばかりですよ。
それはそうと、お前よくその格好で店の外に出られるな。
大したことないですよ。あられもない姿で村中を練り歩いた誰かさんよりは恥ずかしくないです。
Oh gosh, what was that? Dang it, I was just getting over it. She had just reminded me that I'll never be able to get married.
それはそうと、今日は皆さん、
Oh, right.
だいぶ大暴れしたらしいですね。
Keiichi probably had to do the cat suit punishment, like the ears and tail thing, right? Yeah, that's probably what it was.
まあね、いつもの部活になっちゃった以上。ね。
店内とんでもないことになってましたからね。お姉も責任を感じたようで、みんなに混じって掃除をやってます。
Aw.
やっぱり私たちも掃除に加わった方が良かったんじゃありませんの？
ああ、それはお気遣い無用です。さすがにお客様に掃除はさせられませんから。
そもそも一番散らかしたのはミー本人だと思いますです。
Yeah, are we gonna talk about the results of this fight? Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement.
それで お姉から伝言です。皆さんは先に帰っててくれていいそうです。
いいよ、待ってるよ。ねえみんな。
We're to ask for our agreement. Of course we decide to wait without hesitation. Satoko, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along.
手伝えないならせめて終わるのを待ってるよ。帰っていいからって言って先に帰るとあいつ寂しがると思うからな。
Aww.
おー、ケイちゃんも日進月歩、少しは成長するんですね。
まあね。レナたちがちゃんと教育してるからね。
Excuse me, what?
ですわよ。ニパ
なんだよ。こういう時だけ女どもは結束しやがって。
Strength in numbers. I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. In the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time.
シオン、あんたいつまでサボってんの？雑巾どこやったの？ありゃいけね。
At least for once, we know they're both here. Now they could be swapped. Who knows? But they're here. It does feel very rare we get to actually see them together like this.
じゃあ私はもう戻りますね。
You guess.
みーちゃん、お掃除まだまだかかりそう？
何みんな。おじさんを待っててくれてるわけ？
Yep.
余計な気使わなくていいって。まったくもう。
Mion looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll grow up and be able to just honestly say thank you.
バカ、仲間だろ。終わるまで待っててやるよ。
レナたちも一緒にお手伝いできればいいのにね。ごめんね。
だからいいって。今日ね、シオンの仕事終わるの待ってから久しぶりに沖宮の家に帰ることにしたの。だから本当に大丈夫。
If this is matching up with the last chapter's line, maybe this is the day. So previously, we did the gate. We gave the doll to Rena, and then like this is the day Mion goes to talk to Shion about how disappointed she was. Could be something along those lines.
気持ちだけでも感謝するよ。
あら、本当にいいんですの？なんだか悪いですわね。なんか悪い気がするかな。
人は大勢いるから大丈夫だよ。風が冷たくなる前にみんなHinamizawaに戻りな。
わかりましたのです。みー、お掃除、ファイト、です。
お、ありがとね。じゃあケイちゃん、お嬢様方のエスコートをよろしく。
Yes, ma'am.
途中で死角に襲われないようにしっかり護衛するんだよ。
A very real threat in this town. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. Felt more like I was the one who needed protection. Anyways, we said our goodbyes, making it easy for us to end the day and go home.
じゃあね、みーちゃん。また明日ね。
また明日ね。
よっしゃ、行こうか。
We waited at Mion until she was back inside the restaurant. After that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okonomiya. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today and looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment, the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant, and after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while, they ended up joining in and we had a blast.
でしたのよね。その時の富田さんと岡村さんたら、もうおかしくてたまりませんでしたわ。結局、亀田も入江もかわいそうだったのです。
What did you do to them?
いやいや、しかし俺の演説もなかなかだったろ。あの時は店全体が俺の味方だったよな。
圭一は生まれる時代と国が違ったら、ひょっとするととんでもない人になってたかもなのです。
His life's still young. He might have had a chance to grow into someone.
こんな口先男がですの？どこの国に生まれてもろくな人間にはならないと思いますでございますわね。あと100年も早く生まれていたらお札になっていたかもですよ。圭一さんのお札なんてなんだか貧しいですわね。きっと200円札とか300円札とかそのぐらいの数でしたよ。
That just means more people would see it. Satoko and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's event, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Satoko and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left, but what about Rena? She'd been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much? I looked to Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have too much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell that without her saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun isn't enough to describe what we did today.
今日一日本当に楽しかったな。
ケイチ君は？
俺も最高に楽しかったよ。今日みたいなことが明日や明後日もあればいいのになってくらいにさ。
それはレナも同じかな。今日のお店の中での時間だけが永遠だったらいいなって思った。
おお、詩的なことを言うな。
Yeah, that's nice.
ケイチ君は思わなかった？
Rena didn't notice that I made fun of her. It might have been a little tactless. Suddenly, I regret having saying it.
いや、俺も同感だよ。
でもね、ケイチ君。別に今日だけが最高に幸せってわけじゃないんだよ。
A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat.
私たちのHinamizawaでの日々は、どの一日だってかけがえのない大切で素敵な幸せな一日なんだよ。
Oh boy, is it gonna get dark soon though? It's really beefing this up.
たとえ部活がお流れになっちゃって退屈な一日だったとしても。
レナは大人な考え方ができるんだな。
そんなことないよ。本当はまだまだはしゃぎ足りない。興奮がまだ冷めないだけなのかもね。
Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Satoko thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise like we always do.
では、僕とサトコはここでお別れなのです。
Be safe.
リカ、もう少しご一緒してタバコ屋さんで曲がってもいいではありませんの？豆電球が切れたのを忘れましたですか？豆電球がないと寝るときに真っ暗になってしまいますですよ。
Oh, that's oddly sweet, considering the things that I know they're capable of. It's so weird.
それは困りますわね。あ、牧野さんの雑貨屋さん？ならここでお別れだね。これ以上行っちゃうとどんどん遠回りになっちゃうからね。
Makino-san's general store. Oh, right, that's where it is. If they wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way.
そっか。じゃあな、リカちゃんにサトコ。また明日な。
また明日なのです。それではですわ。ケイチさんにレナさん。じゃあね、二人とバイバイ。
Rika-chan thought to go away to us many times and took the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it was especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everybody called the Maibara Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. I needed to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to go to the bathroom. Ugh, my stomach was churning, oh boy. It really didn't sound good. We got to the place where I'd always met Rena in the morning and said goodbye in the evening.
今日はすっげえ楽しかったな。
すっごい楽しかった。あれ？ケイチ君具合悪いの？
すまん。お腹を壊したかもしれない。おとなしく休むことにするよ。
ケイチ君もまだまだお腹の鍛え方が足りないかな？
レナだって俺と同じくらい食べてるはずなんだぞ。一体その細っこい体のどこにあれが収まるってんだ？
それはその女の子の秘密ってことで。
Am I missing? What? Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure. So I decided not to go any further.
じゃあなレナ、また明日な。
また明日ね。
俺さ、前は都会に住んでたわけだけどさ、こんなにも一日一日を楽しいと思って過ごしたことはなかった。俺ひなみ沢に引っ越してきてさ、きっと幸せなんだって思う。
Aw.
レナも同じだよ。ほら、私も1年前にひなみ沢に引っ越してきたわけだけど、こんなに楽しい幸せな日々を送れるのが信じられないもの。
そっか、なら明日も絶対に楽しいな。
そうだよ。昨日も今日も楽しかったんだもん。きっと明日だって楽しいよ。
こんなにも毎日が楽しいと、なんだかある日突然転びそうで怖いよな。
It's a similar thought to what she thinks.
転ぶときはどんなに注意してても転ぶよ。だからいつ転んでもいいように思いっきり今を楽しむのが正解だと思うな。
So Rena ascribes a lot of things to fate and like that the universe will play out as it should, kind of a methodology. What's interesting is I wonder if that's going to be used by her to help logic herself like into doing terrible things. Is the idea that like it was going to happen anyway, or if I don't, bad things will happen to me, kind of like a karma-based system.
そうだな、今を精一杯楽しむのが正解だな。
じゃあね、ケイチくん、おばさまとおじさまにもよろしくね。さて、レナはまだまだ遊び足りないから、また宝の山に宝探しに行こうかな。
Oh man.
まだ遊び足りないってのか？つくづくタフなやつだな。負けたぜ。
どう？よかったらケイチくんも一緒に来ない？
Yeah. I would kind of want to keep her safe, like at least be like pretending like you're keeping her safe. But he would definitely be like, I gotta use the restroom first though.
新しい山があってね、まだ全然発掘してないの。何かとっても可愛いのが見つかるかも。
悪いけど俺はパスするよ。それになんだか雲が重たくなってきたみたいだしな。レナも今日はおとなしく帰宅した方がいいんじゃないか？
こういう素敵な気分の日にはね、きっと可愛いのが見つかるんだよ。だからちょっとでも行ってみるね。
I feel sick enough I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. That's exactly how I felt too.
わかったよ。じゃあな、可愛いのがあったらぜひ見せてくれよな。
じゃあね、バイバイ。
Keiichi-kun waved over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too because I was going treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today, and I'm sure I'm only going to get lucky in treasure hunting. Definitely will find some wonderful treasures. Ooh. Okay. I think... Okay, we're going to stop here. And I know it's probably not great, but my reasoning being, it's kind of a goofy episode where I was close to the end last time. I'm kind of glad I didn't do it, but like it puts us there. I did the end of the chapter, and we've launched into this chapter. We've done a good intro, but now we're phasing into something different. I feel like it's a good breaking point. I feel bad it's a shorter episode, but I feel like I want to try and get back onto the like trying to get stuff. Like I feel like if I stop now, I'll have a good solid episode next week that should end with this chapter, if that makes sense. And I think something interesting might happen here now that she goes treasure hunting by herself. So let's save that for next time. I hope you don't mind. But thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate y'all being here. It's a bit of a shorter episode coming back, but hey, that's fine, right? I'm going to jump back into the swing of things, trying to get everything coming out and ready on time. I'm happy to be back. I can't say that this summer won't have other interruptions. This is kind of like prime time to try and like do stuff. So I can basically guarantee you I'll do other breaks this summer, so just brace for that. But luckily, it shouldn't be so dire next time. In fact, I kind of owe myself an actual vacation after being gone for, family matters. But now I want to just kind of mention that, my life isn't just going to come grinding to a halt because of, something happening. So yeah, I hope you all have a good summer as well. But let's not focus on that. Let's jump right into this next time. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on. I'm curious to see how she thinks. Like, I'm guessing, like, it's really interesting to get her in, like, inside her head speaking. I want to know more about it because she's an enigma to me still. I mean, Rika's probably the bigger enigma because there's just something wacky going on with her. But Rena's been kind of like an oddity from day one. And so this glimpse into how her thoughts are going is kind of fascinating. So looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you join me for the rest of this week's episodes and just, all the fun stuff we're covering on the channel and stuff I want to cover in the future. I'm looking forward to tons of stuff. There's like so many wonderful things we get to chew on and kind of do on the channel itself, and just happy to be able to share it with you. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me that you're here, especially patrons and members. Like, I don't deserve you, but I'm grateful for you. I'm doing everything I can to be worthy of your support and just making sure that I'm making the best content I can. So I really appreciate you guys letting me go for a break. Anyway, time to get going. So thank you so much. Until the next video you're watching me up to see me in next. I'll see you there.